Greetings, greetings. Welcome to Church of Real Talk, our live Sunday offering. We're just going to give it about a minute so that we start exactly at 9 o'clock. So very excited to be here. I'm going to tell you guys something. I actually switched gears completely last night. I had a few deep thoughts about what I was going to do with this offering. Let me just adjust this because we still got a few more seconds. And boom, that looks a lot better. Hopefully your week has been absolutely awesome. I love that. And we left off, I believe, on Friday's offering with for you guys to go out there and become creative. Creative is always a great thing. It's always one of those things that actually attaches us to the God universe spark. We're doing so many different things here at Church of Real Talk to make it not only relevant, but to truly make it a sanctuary for the chosen. So this was really supposed to be about, I guess, intuition, discernment, stuff like that. But after looking at the events that have been going on in the world, I decided that today was the day. And with the meaning to that, today is the day, is like we are in a crazy position right now as far as chosen ones and star seeds. The events of the world are, it's saddening. It's definitely saddening. The lower vibrational beings, as I often call them, are actually taking a foothold. And they're using a lot of smoke screens to cover that. I have a quote here, as I often do. I find these little quotes to actually help us out. I'm going to pull it up right now. This comes from the Bible, Jeremiah 29, chapter 29, verse 11. It says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope." And chosen ones, that is what it's really about. That is what we are here for, to ensure that everyone has a future and hope. We look at the world today, how it's set up, and it saddens me so much because we are that thing that I talked about earlier, that smoke screen. We are being told constantly, look this way, pay attention to this, pay attention to that. All of this is entertainment based, and at its very bare minimum, it is entertainment. But yet and still, we still have these problems, we have across the world, not just in this country, we have an extreme rate of homelessness. There's no work out there. No matter what people are telling us, people are finding it harder and harder and harder each and every day to go out there and find a way to earn a living so that they can, keep a roof over their head, so that they can keep food in the bellies of their children. The stress, the anxiety, it just continues to build. And we play a very, very important part in making these things, these troubles, these pain points easier for the rest of the populace to get through. We find ourselves in a position, no, we are not our higher power. No, we are not the universe. Not for 1 millisecond would I ever claim to be your higher power or the universe. But we are here by divine intervention to do nothing, to do nothing but to be of assistance. We already know that those lower vibrational beings, those demons, the ones that actually have taken a foothold on this planet, we know that they don't rule by love. The most important word in the universe, they do not rule by love, they rule by fear. And today is the day that we decide to put an end to that, to put an end to the fear, to put an end to the anxiety. The other day, and this is what I mean by smoke screens, do you not notice that things are just put there for no other reason but to make us fearful? A few weeks ago, I don't know if it's true or not, but a few weeks ago I came across an article, I fact-checked it. There was fear of another outbreak, another possible pandemic, and this was fungal based, meaning that if someone went into the store and touched the holder to a freezer or a food storage area, and someone came behind them and touched them, they had the potential to actually take in this fungal infection. So fearful, made people very, very afraid. Yet and still, it has disappeared from the news. There is no more mention of it. The last time I saw, they said that it hit the area that I live in. I look at these things and I say to myself, I was like, well, what was the purpose of putting this out there? There was nothing said, hey, we handled this. We got this all put together so that it no longer affects the populace. The news story just disappeared because it was not generating enough fear. Yet and still, we look at that we live on this bountiful planet, this planet that can sustain every person upon it. But yet and still, we go where there's whole countries that are starving, that there's not enough food for their children. This world that we live upon is covered 3/4 in water. But yet and still, there are people that don't have fresh drinking water. Today is the day. Today is the day that we bring forth change. Today is the day that we become of assistance. Today is the day that we believe, have faith, that we are here to make a change. This is the only purpose, the only reason for Church of Real Talk. Is for messages like this. Just a gentle reminder that, hey, things are happening out there. Things are going haywire out there. We need to go out there and become of assistance. During the last couple of weeks, I've been going over manifestation. Like I said, this one was supposed to be about intuition. This one was supposed to be about tapping into your discernment. You know, we go over all of these things so that we are at our full readiness, our full potential. But we need to, at the very bare minimum, not let the fear take us over. We are, at the end of the day, still human. Whether you tag yourself as a chosen one or a starseed, you are still human. You've got to be able to push past the fear. I had a conversation with someone, and it was based on a conversation that was actually had literally a year ago, where the whole thing in the Ukraine first jumped off, you know. And I remember I said, you know, this is one of those not controllables. Okay, this is something that we can't control. What's going to happen is going to happen, you know. And I kind of take that back in a sense, because now understanding that I am here to be of assistance, we always have the ability to change what the lower vibrational beings want us to say, you know, that they want us to do based on fear. The lower vibrational beings, the demons, this is what they want to do. They want to tag on to the energy of chosen ones and starseeds and say, hey, listen, I need you to move to the back of the room and just enjoy all of this fear and anxiety that I'm putting out there. I need you to go out there, okay, and not spread a message of hope, peace, and love. I need you to be fearful like the rest. I need you to be part of the sheeple pack. But back to this conversation, as we started to discuss, and I remember I said, well, I said this was going to happen about a year ago. Lo and behold, it has. But this person said, well, we need to do like Mark Zuckerberg. We need to do like, Bezos and build these underground bunkers where we can protect ourselves in case something happens. And my first thought was, why plan for the worst? Why not plan for the best? This world that we live in has continuously gone in cycles. Okay? It has continuously gone through stages of light and dark. It has gone through states of turmoil and love. We are just going through another chapter. We're just going through another battle with the lower vibrational beings. We are just going through a battle with not only our personal demons, but demons that exist out there in this reality. We have the power to do this. And as I said earlier, as the title says, today is the day. We have to decide right now, are we going to be of assistance, or are we just going to strap in and go along for the ride? There are times that I hate the situation, the way the world is. There are times where I hate the fact that we live more by the fact of separating each other than coming together. I hate that. But then something creeps into me and says, no, you can't use that word. Hate is a very, very extreme word. I love the diversity that we live in, okay? I love the fact that we bring something valuable, something integral to the table. Not just as chosen ones, human beings as general. But what we find is that we're constantly fed this agenda of separating. Now, why would that be? Why would that be so important to lower vibrational beings? Because if they can separate us, if they can make us feel that we are completely different, that we have nothing in common, that because of our belief system, because of our orientation, because of the color of our skin, because of these things, we are different, therefore we should not be there for each other. Chosen ones and star seeds, we can't think that way. We can't. We can't begin to take on the mindset of separatism. This is what kept slavery going for so many years, for decades, for centuries. This is the basic principle. Keep them separated. Don't let them band together, because if they band together, they will take this thing that we know for a fact is evil, that we know for a fact is wrong, and they will dismantle it from the very core. We're going through that right now. Again, today is the day. Today is the day. It's not tomorrow. It's not next week. It's not next month. Today is the day. We look at this country, and I'm going to speak upon this not for the fact that the negativity that's charged so much into it, but we see cases where police are police. People that are paid by our taxes, by our hard work to protect and serve. We find that there is this new agenda where they've become basically a gang in every sense of the word. How do you empty out 96 rounds of ammunition into a car with one person? Allegedly, we don't know if the person even had a gun, but they walk up to the car in plain clothes. They jump out of a plainclothes car. They give no identification. They say nothing, and let me make you aware, this is in Chicago. The violence level is so high in Chicago. But there in Chicago, they jump out of their car, they start pulling on this man's car, telling him, Open the door right now. The man, if he did have a firearm, what would you do? What would it? Nobody at any point has said, hey, I'm law enforcement. Hey, I'm a police officer. Hey, here's my badge. Nobody has done that. But yet and still, I look at the video and it's very, very disturbing. I look at the video and I see one officer backing up for no reason. I'm saying to myself, he's making it so that he has a clear shot. So this person, they can unalive. It said 96 shots in under a minute. This person has now become unalived. He's now become a statistic. He has now become part of a narrative that continues on and on throughout this country. Something is wrong, something is broken. How do you watch the video of a police officer opening up a bottle, unsealing it, pouring out the contents, and then placing it back in the car, and the man is found guilty of DUI based on the fact that he had an open container in the car? The container was not open until the officer decided to open it. There's something wrong. That is why today is the day. We have all of the tools that are needed. We have to take away and move away, and I find it hard to say because I come from this environment, the New York City environment, the environment that is practiced in every major city across this country. If it doesn't concern me, I'm just going to keep it moving. If it's not going to affect my life, I'm going to keep it moving. But the problem is, it does affect your life. It will always affect your life. We are basically, essentially, in this country, if you're a person of color, yes, I'm going to say that. If you're a person of color, you're basically a crash test dummy. Laws are being changed overnight. I just heard the most craziest news ever, where New York State has decided that if they find themselves in a predicament like we had back in the COVID-19 area, that they can remove you or quarantine you with no recourse. Basically, this is what we say is going to happen, and they can administer anything that they want to administer. They're fighting this. But this is going to be something that is going to change the landscape of this society, of this world. The fact that someone can come inside of your home, decide that, hey, you need to be quarantined. We're going to put you over here for as long as we want to, as long as we see fit. We're going to lock you up over here. And then, we're going to use experimental techniques to figure out how we can combat this. Many a person lost a loved one, or lost a friend, or lost a family member during the horrific time that was the pandemic. I understand that. But what we now find ourselves in is a predicament where we are being led by fear, where there's one side saying, hey, listen, my rights as a human being are not as important as combating this, whatever it is today. We need to find a way. We need to find a way to help this society, this world, this realm heal. And we have to start doing it today. We look back at 2012, the Mayan calendar, where it basically essentially said that the world as we know it will change. We looked at it based on fear as the destruction of the world. No, it actually became an enlightenment. It became an enlightenment where chosen ones and starseeds found themselves mobilized, where awakenings started to happen more and more and more, where people started to realize their true power and their true potential. Yes, it is a new age. It is a golden age. It is an age of enlightenment. It is an age of knowledge. The lower vibrational beings, they understand this. They understand this, and I dare I say, better than you do. And they want to stop this enlightenment. They want to stop this constant searching for knowledge. They want to stop all of the things that have the potential to make this realm a better place. Again, we have gone through this for centuries. For centuries. We have gone through so many light and dark times. The light is when we use the knowledge and enlightenment to bring this world up, to bring this realm up. You know, and the times of darkness is when we become lackadaisical, is when we're complacent to the fact that things are better now. This I'm going to tell you is when the lower vibrational beings strike, as they have done now. We find we have celestial events all over the place. Okay? The solar eclipse is just the beginning. It's just the beginning. And the lower vibrational beings understand this. Why do you think they were running experiments at CERN at this exact moment? Because they understand it. You know, just the symbolization of light becoming dark, becoming light again. If you look at the symbolization, the symbol is there. It is there. Yes, all things have opposites. Where there's light, there's dark. Where there's love, there's evil. Where there's happiness, there's sadness. This was a message. We can get through this. But we have to decide that today is the day. I have another quote, and I think it's a very important one from the Quran. And it says, "And those who strive for us, we will surely guide them to our ways. And indeed, Allah is with the doers of good." If we are not the doers of good, then what are we? If we are not the ones, okay, that strive for the world, then who are we? What are we? We've got to actually embrace who we are, who we have become, who we are becoming. It is hard. Super, super hard. It is so difficult at times, you know, but this is why I say that it's very important that we continue our quest for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. This is why this is so important. This is basically the foundation that Church of Real Talk is based on. See, if you have knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of something, you have very little fear. There is no room for fear. You have defeated the lower vibrational beings and demons by having knowledge. Not only knowledge of self, but knowledge of all that is around us. Just to back it up a second, back to the separation, do you not see how that is working? We are a world divided. And I'm not talking about continents. I'm talking about the fact that we are divided, completely divided. You know, we are divided sometimes down to the very family unit, where one family member feels that they are better than another family member, therefore they're entitled to more of everything. Not based on respect. We always respect our elders. There is so much knowledge within our elders. But I'm just talking about, hey, listen, this is me. I'm better than the rest of you. How do you do that within a family? And if you can't find peace within your family, how can you find peace with the rest of the world? How can you be of assistance? I spoke earlier. Yes, we are chosen. Yes, we are starseeds. We are the foot soldiers of our higher powers and the universe. Yes, I've said that many a time. But that shouldn't make us feel special. that shouldn't make us feel like we're better than the rest of the world. We've got to humble it down. Because if we walk into an area where we can be of assistance or become of assistance, and we walk in with the arrogance of, I am a chosen one, you have separated yourself already. Nobody wants assistance from you. This is why we do what we do here at Church of Real Talk. There are many people that are against this. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There are people that want this to stop right now, right this moment. I wish he would stop doing this. Those are essentially our lower vibrational demons and beings. Because what would be the reason to stop something that does nothing more than give a positive message? We're not talking about a certain religious belief. What you believe in is what you believe in. That is your faith. I have no control over that. And you know what? I support it. Because if your faith, if your belief keeps you positive, then hey, listen, that's half the battle won. So I support that. If I'm telling chosen ones and starseeds, ingest as much knowledge, wisdom, and understanding as possible, why would someone want to get in the way of that? Lower vibrational beings. If the message is we can change the world, we can make the world a better place, we can make this a world of enlightenment and joy and happiness, why would you want to stop that message? That's why I say today is the day. We are looking at celebrity shenanigans that have been going on since the entertainment business has been in existence. We are looking at these shenanigans and paying attention to nothing else. There's war going on. Out there in the ocean, they're actually firing upon ships. There are drones being sent out to other countries. There are world leaders saying, hey, listen, if country A, B, and C get involved, hey, listen, we're going to take action too. We're going to make it happen. If that's what you want to do, you want to step up to the plate, be ready for this. But yet and still, we find our focus is constantly being diluted by things that, hey, listen, you know what? Honestly, I really don't care what happens to Sean Combs. I really don't. Because since he started his empire, since he created what he created, how did it help me? Yeah, he gave me a couple of songs that I kind of like. He brought out a few artists that I kind of like. But at the end of the day, that has no relevance to what is going on in the world. So I find that I tune out less and less from stuff like that, and I try to figure out what is going on in this realm. How can I be of assistance? I find myself now that I don't just walk away from things that I know are wrong. I speak out. Knowing full well that I can find myself entrapped in said situation. But I speak out. You know, I keep my phone before I leave the house. It's now part of my uniform. Make sure my phone is fully charged just in case I got to hit record really, really quick. Not for something that's going to give me clout on a social media network, but something that might be able to protect me or protect another person. See, that's how we become of assistance. You know, the lower vibrational beings, yesterday was the day for them. They started this yesterday. While we are trying to get it together, while we are trying to figure out who we're supposed to hate today, while we are trying to figure out how can we get involved in the newest, greatest cancel culture thingy, whatever it is, you know, while we're figuring that out, the lower vibrational beings, they're making their move. They've been making their move for a while. I'm going to tell you something, and this was something that I truly, truly believe. If you want to control the populace right now, in the minds of lower vibrational beings and demons, there are too many people here to effectively control. Okay? I'm just going to put this out here, food for thought. You take it any way you want to. If you want to lower the population, what are the two easiest ways? War and disease. And we find ourselves in the mix of these two things. Smack dab in the middle of these two things. War and disease. Sometimes I want to be scared, but I understand that me being fearful, me being afraid just sends me to the back of the room with the rest of the sheeple that's shivering and shaking, saying, I don't know what to do. I need someone to come and save me. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use the knowledge and the wisdom and the understanding that I have gained through the years to find a way to change all of this. And I'm doing that today. You know, I'm not going to wait till next week. I'm not going to wait till next month to begin making an effective change. Hell, I can sit on my laurels and say, hey, listen, I have a family here. I have a family of chosen ones. I have a family of like-minded individuals who know and understand that their purpose is to make the world a better place. They are part of this family that is growing day by day, that is understanding the message, that is understanding the mission. That's our family. And if I am giving the family from what I know to make them bigger, better, faster, and stronger, I am being part of the solution, but I can't sit on my laurels. I've got to go out there and take action as well. And, you know, this is a call to not only action, but inspired action. Don't put yourselves in danger, chosen ones. This is a dangerous world. I've said this many times. I've said this since I was a child when I used to study all the animals. My grandfather gave me an encyclopedia that had all the animals. An encyclopedia set that had all the animals from A to Z, and I used to read that each and every day. You know, and it gave me a basic understanding of the world that we live in. And this is a violent world. This is a violent world. So I need you guys to keep yourselves safe. You know, I need you guys to be aware of what is going on around you. I need you guys to be aware of laws and issues in your communities and areas that are changing day by day. Because they are trying to find new ways to stop us. They're trying to find new ways to bring this realm crumbling down to its knees so that they can be of control. See, fear makes us want to go find leaders, people that can take away our problems. And when we're looking at leaders, we find most of them to be lower vibrational beings. So, do you think that they're going to take away your woes, your heartaches, and your sorrows based on being a good person, or to gain and gather more of the things that they love? That would be power. Think about that for a second. Think about that for a second. Today is definitely the day, chosen ones. Today is definitely the day. Today is the day that we need to go out there and change the narrative. Today is the day that we need to stop separating ourselves. We are all connected. We are all one universal thread. You look at it as a drop of rain falling into the ocean. The drop of rain is unique. The drop of rain is unique, but once it hits the top, the surface of the ocean, it becomes part of what? Something greater, something bigger, something larger. The drop of water is still somewhat unique, but at the end of the day, it osmosis into, it combines into the greater thing that would be the ocean. It becomes part of that. It becomes part of that narrative. That's how we have to look at the people that we share this planet with. We are all part of this narrative. We are all part of this great ocean of life and intelligence and sentience. You know. I didn't want to keep you guys too long. I want to read a quote from Buddha. I actually took down a couple of quotes from Buddha. One of those quotes is, "The mind is everything. What you think, you become." Okay? If you want to become of assistance, and that is the foremost thought on your mind, you will be of assistance. If you want to live in a state of fear, and that is the foremost thought on your mind, you will live in a state of fear. Another thing he said was, 3 things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. And that is what we are talking about today, is the fact that, it's a smoke screen. After a while, smoke screens tend to do what? They tend to dissipate, and then everything becomes clear again. When you look at the world, if you just sit back and use your discernment and use your knowledge and understanding and wisdom to look at what you are being force-fed by the media, you will soon find that there is really no reason to be fearful. The technology has changed a little bit. We have more tools, and the governments have more weapons at their disposal. But what has changed through the centuries? People with power still want more power, and they will get it by any means necessary. So if you wait for the smoke screen to dissipate, you will see that actual truth glaring down at you. And this is the last thing I want to say. You yourself must strive. The Buddhas only point the way. So it's just like me, and I'm not even close to actually saying that I'm even near the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that Buddha had. But, certain chosen ones, certain star seeds, that is their mission. That is their purpose, to point the way. And that's what I hope that I'm doing. I'm pointing the way. But you know what? No matter how many ways I point out, no matter how many things that we talk about, no matter how many things that we do right here on Church of Real Talk, it's really up to you. At the end of the day, it's up to you. I can tell you till the cows come home and I'm back at the front of the ranch that, hey, listen, you guys need to go out there and gather as much information and do fact checking and figure out where you stand in the grand scheme of things. I can say that till I'm blue in the face. But if you choose not to take action, or dare I say inspired action, you will soon find that, hey, what I said made no difference. Hey, listen, I want to thank you guys for tuning into this live. I would appreciate if you would, next time we're on Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, if you go ahead and participate in the chat so that I can know and understand that I am indeed being of assistance. Okay, that's what I live for. I want to be of assistance. I want to live up to my full potential so that I can share that energy, that power, that vibration with the rest of the world. I want to thank you guys for taking part in the Journey to Wealth initiative. Is actually helping little by little. We actually really, really want to get a physical location. I think that as important as this is just, in a sense, dress rehearsal. I want to actually be able to interact, to have chosen ones and starseeds within the presence of a room where we are transferring energy and vibration back and forth to each other. So every copy of this book purchased, actually for $1, actually helps us reach our goal that much quicker. So definitely appreciative of you. I want us to keep on striving. We've got a lot of stuff planned this week. Just so that you know, all offerings are given Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you tune into those or catch them when it's convenient for you. They're set as premiere, so there is a chat room attached to that. There's so much that we want to do. There's so much that we are doing. But I guess just to close this out, we got to stop waiting on tomorrow. We got to start doing it today. The reason being, today is the day. And with that being said, I'm Minister Robinson. You've been listening to the live offering right here at Church of Real Talk. And you already know, love you guys.